It's just that I've been constantly accused of working for the Koch brothers with no evidence. And then so I go and I think, I say, well, let me really research the Koch brothers. And so it becomes kind of a little pet project as I do in research. And I discover that they're anti-Agenda 21. They have, quote, secret meetings with conservative leaders, and they sneak out the audio, and it's, how do we defend the Second Amendment? How do we defend the family? How do we keep America competitive? How do we reverse offshoring?
Democrats tried to bring up legislation to end some tax breaks for companies expanding overseas and give new tax incentives to businesses bringing jobs home.
This is about as pure a political exercise as you can get. And in my view, it's an insult to the millions of Americans who want us to focus on jobs.
Republicans scoff at what they call the latest in a series of desperate last-minute political votes.
Now, Republican sources insist they're not worried about voters holding them responsible or punishing them on this issue.
Breaking news coming from the US, the Indian IT industry can finally heave a sigh of relief.
Yes, that's because the anti-offshoring bill announced by President Barack Obama last month has now been blocked in the Senate. The Republicans have blocked the passage of the bill in the House. Now, anti-offshoring bill would have denied tax breaks to companies moving jobs overseas to countries like India.
And the bill also prohibits government contractors from using the American taxpayers' money to move jobs outside the country to places like India.
How do we keep America competitive? How do we reverse offshoring? The Koch brothers, from what I've read of these meetings, put out a lot of really good information. See, this document comes from Think Progress, which is George Soros connected. And they just don't like it that there are some old-line conservatives that are out there putting a little bit of their money into resisting the globalists. It doesn't matter. The Koch brothers, from what I've read of these meetings, put out a lot of really good information.
highways. People will throw fits, and they should. But again, the main problems are systematic. We are all being debased through these global trade policies, GATT, NAFTA, WTO, you name it, coordinated at the elite financial level, not happening at the individual levels. We need to learn to live together, and we can. But we don't need to divide ourselves further with this kind of propaganda. I want to remind people you can follow us at
and plow it into crew and research and equipment